Modern day wars are not just limited to armed conflicts, they can be fought in other domains as well. Our cover story tonight is about one such battle. This story is about oil. This week, OPEC Plus decided to slash oil production. OPEC Plus is an alliance of major oil producers. The objective behind the cuts is clear. OPEC Plus wants the prices to rise. And there is one superpower that is going to feel the pinch more than the rest: the United States. Saudi Arabia has rejigged oil prices for all regions. For Europe, the prices have been lowered. For Asia, they remain unchanged. What about the US buyers? Well, they might need to brace for a hike. Saudi Arabia is jacking up the prices for the United States, that too for all grades of oil. Why such special treatment for US buyers? The answer is very obvious. The fight between the United States and Saudi Arabia is out in the open. US President Joe Biden did try to repair the relationship back in July. Remember this fist bump? It now seems to be backfiring on him. Both sides are engaged in a bitter war over oil now. On Gravitas tonight, we will tell you all about it. And we begin with the price hikes. Saudi Arabia's state oil giant Aramco has a new rate card. Like we told you before, Europe will be paying less. For Asia, the prices remain steady, but US buyers will have to pay more. How much more? 20 cents per barrel. For all grades of oil, gas prices in the United States have already started rising. This week, the price for 1 gallon touched almost $4 in the United States. The hike is supposed to convey a geopolitical message as well. Saudi Arabia is the de facto leader of OPEC and OPEC Plus. That's why Joe Biden went there. He wants oil producers to pump more oil into the market because that would keep the prices low. Saudi Arabia and OPEC Plus have ended up doing the exact opposite. They will now supply less oil, and the move to hike prices for US buyers is like rubbing salt on the wounds. Joe Biden is facing some tough questions now. Like, was his visit to Saudi Arabia just a waste of time? Here is how the US president chose to answer the question.
What is the OPEC group say about your relationship with Saudi? Are there any regrets about that trip now?
No, the trip was not essentially for oil. The trip was about the Middle East and about Israel and rationalization of position. But it is a disappointment, and it says that there are problems.
Indeed, there are problems for Joe Biden. He is under pressure to take on Saudi Arabia now. American lawmakers want Joe Biden to review Washington's ties with Riyadh. Consider some of these statements. Leading Democrat in the US Senate, Dick Durbin, has spoken out. He says Saudi Arabia is conspiring with Putin to punish America with higher oil prices. Bernie Sanders has spoken out too. He called the cuts by OPEC a blatant attempt to increase prices. Sanders put forward 3 demands. Put an end to OPEC. Sanders calls the alliance an illegal price-fixing cartel. He also wants America to eliminate military assistance to Saudi Arabia. Already, 3 Democrats have introduced a bill in the US Congress. What does it say? Call US troops in Saudi Arabia back and remove American defense systems from the country. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken says all options are on the table.
As to the relationship going forward, we're reviewing a number of response options. We're consulting closely with Congress.
What about Saudi Arabia? What will be Riyadh's response? The Saudis seem to be prepared for a confrontation. Earlier this week, the Saudi energy minister firmly defended the price cuts.
Our priority now a stabilizing market. Now, we could be accused of wanting to influence market in a negative way. That's everybody's prerogative. You and others will see how we conduct ourselves in the months to come.
Experts are unanimous in their verdict. The production cuts help Russia more than America. Here is how. The West might have slashed ties with Russia, but as an oil producer, it still remains a part of OPEC+. Production cuts will cause the prices to rise. That will fill up the coffers of Moscow and Riyadh. Biden suffers a major setback. The US president is running out of options. So far, he had dealt with the production cuts by releasing more oil from America's strategic reserves. But now, even that stockpile is shrinking fast. Just to put this simply, there are no easy options before Joe Biden. The United States will hit back, that's for sure. But for now, round one in this oil war goes to Saudi Arabia. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.